Following are the statements related to the stress path in a triaxial testing of soils. PQR, there are 3 points. Okay, for the above statements, the correct combination is. So, what are the statements? If sigma 1 equal to sigma 3, the stress point lies at the origin of the PQ plot. If they are equal, stress point lies on the P axis of the PQ plot. If sigma 1 greater than sigma 3, both the stress points P and Q are positive. See, in this question, you need to assume that you need to know that there are some assumptions which are inbuilt assumptions. Like, see, sigma 1 is the major principal stress. See, we are talking about triaxial. Okay, generally we denote uh, sigma 1 as sigma 3 plus sigma d, where sigma d is deviatoric stress, okay, and sigma 3 is confining pressure. Okay, if you add these two, then you will get this. And see, there are three stresses in triaxial test. Triaxial test setup is like this. Okay, so there is water all around in the chamber. This is the soil sample, so it will be subjected to all round pressure first. Okay, so perpendicular to this. So in the horizontal plane there will be two forces, and in vertical plane there is another force. So in vertical plane we will add that sigma d to the sigma 3. First, initially everywhere sigma 3 will be there, then sigma d will be added to the vertical stress, so then that will become sigma 1. But in two sides, x, y, z, let us say three directions, and x and y has sigma 3 only, or you can say sigma 2, but sigma 2 equal to sigma 3, whereas sigma 1 is this. So now in the triaxial test, in the triaxial test, stress path from the triaxial test, stress path will be drawn between two parameters. One is P, one is Q, where P is mean effective stress, which is equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 plus sigma 3 by 2, which is nothing but sigma 1 plus 2 sigma 3 by 2, because these two are equal. Sorry, 3. Sorry. It's 3. It's mean of those three stresses. And another one, Q, is sigma 1 minus sigma 3. Okay, now here this is the stress path space. PQ, P is x-axis, Q is y-axis. Now what are the statement will? If sigma 1 and sigma 3 are equal, that means sigma d is not still applied. Okay, sigma 3 is not still applied. Then what is P? What is P? P. If sigma 1 equal to sigma 3, P will be sigma 1 plus sigma 2 plus sigma 3. By default, these two are equal, and sigma 1 is also equal to sigma 3, they are saying. Okay, that means it's like 3 sigma 3 by 3, or 3 sigma 1 by 3. So it will be sigma 3. There is some value. Okay, even if it is sigma 1, sigma 2, you take any one parameter, because everything is equal to each other. But here P has some value. Okay, now what is Q? Q is sigma 1 minus sigma 3. So sigma 1 minus sigma 1, or sigma 3 minus sigma 3, it is 0. So P comma Q is sigma 3 or sigma 1 comma 0. Okay, for the first condition. Okay, if you want to keep this point, in this case P is this much, Q is this much, then it will be sigma 3 comma 0. Sigma 3, P is sigma 3, Q is 0, somewhere here. Okay, now what is it said? If they are equal to each other, stress point lies at the origin. It will not lies at the origin. It will not lie at the origin. It will lie on p axis. Okay, because q is 0 because both are equal. Okay, both are equal and we have to subtract. That is the formula. And p is the mean. If you take the mean, you will get some value. Okay, so what about second? Sigma 1 equal to sigma 3. The stress point lies on the p axis of the pq plot. It's right, but this is wrong. Okay, it's false and it's true. Okay, and what about sigma 1? If sigma 1 greater than sigma 3, it can be greater than sigma 3. It may be less than 3 because in compression test, sigma 1 equal to sigma 3 plus sigma d. Okay, in tension test, sigma 1 equal to sigma 3 minus sigma d. Okay, it's not always sigma 1 greater than sigma 3, or it's not always sigma 1 less than. It can be anything. Okay, so correct me if I was wrong in the initial step, but it can be anything. So if we take this condition, that means it's a compression test by default. So both the stress points p and q are positive, they are saying. See, by definition, by definition, p is this, and even though sigma 1 is lesser or greater than sigma 3, you are adding them at the end. Okay, so you will get positive value, right? You will get positive value because you are adding. And what about q? It is q is always sigma 1 minus sigma 3. That means vertical stress minus remaining confining pressure. Okay, so if sigma 1 is greater, sigma 1 minus sigma 3, third point, is positive since sigma 1 is greater than sigma 3. Okay, so both are positive. So both are, this is true. So now see the option. P false, Q true, R also true. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, false. So answer must be A. Thank you.